The region known as Palestine, nestled at the eastern edge of the Mediterranean Sea, is a land steeped in history. For millennia, it has been a crossroads of civilizations, a place where empires rose and fell, leaving their mark on its culture and people. This small strip of land holds profound religious significance for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. For Jews, this land is their ancient homeland, the land of Israel promised by God to Abraham and his descendants. For Christians, it is the Holy Land where Jesus was born, preached, and was crucified. For Muslims, Jerusalem holds immense religious importance as the site of Prophet Muhammad's night journey and ascension to heaven. By the late 19th century, Palestine, then part of the Ottoman Empire, was predominantly inhabited by Arabs, both Muslim and Christian, with a smaller Jewish population. This delicate balance was soon to be disrupted by the emergence of two competing national movements, Zionism and Palestinian nationalism. As the 19th century drew to a close, Europe witnessed the rise of nationalism, a potent force that sought to unite people based on shared language, culture, and history. Among the Jewish communities of Europe, facing centuries of persecution, a new movement emerged, Zionism. Spearheaded by figures like Theodor Herzl, Zionism aimed to establish a Jewish state in Palestine. Jewish immigration to Palestine, known as Aliyah, increased steadily, creating tension with the existing Arab population. Meanwhile, Palestinian nationalism was also taking shape, inspired by Arab nationalism spreading throughout the Ottoman Empire. Palestinian Arabs began to assert their own national identity, distinct from their Ottoman rulers and the growing Jewish population. The year 1917 proved pivotal with the British government's Balfour Declaration, pledging support for a Jewish national home in Palestine while promising to safeguard the rights of existing non-Jewish communities. This document profoundly impacted the course of the conflict. The Balfour Declaration ignited a firestorm of controversy. It pleased the Zionists but angered the Arabs. After World War I, the British controlled Palestine under a League of Nations mandate. In 1947, the British handed the Palestine question to the United Nations. The UN proposed a partition plan dividing Palestine into two states. On May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared the State of Israel. The next day, Arab armies invaded, starting the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. The war ended with Israel's victory and the displacement of Palestinians, known as the Nakba. The 1948 war had a profound impact on the region, redrawing borders and shaping the future of the conflict. Israel emerged victorious, expanding its territory beyond the UN partition plan. Jordan occupied the West Bank and East Jerusalem, while Egypt took control of the Gaza Strip. The war also created a new reality, the Palestinian refugee problem. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians ended up in refugee camps in neighboring countries. The decades following the 1948 war were marked by periods of both conflict and attempts at negotiation. In 1967, the SixDay War erupted, resulting in Israel's capture of the West Bank, East Jerusalem, the Gaza Strip, the Sinai Peninsula, and the Golan Heights. This victory further complicated the conflict by placing millions of Palestinians under Israeli control and leading to the establishment of Israeli settlements in the occupied territories. The late 20th century witnessed a glimmer of hope with the signing of the Oslo Accords in the 1990s. These landmark agreements, signed by Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization, aimed to achieve a two-state solution through a negotiated peace process. The Oslo Accords led to the establishment of the Palestinian Authority, granting limited self-governance to Palestinians in parts of the West Bank and Gaza Strip. However, the optimism surrounding Oslo began to fade as the implementation of the Accords faltered. Continued Israeli settlement expansion, violence, and a lack of trust between the two sides hampered progress. The Second Intifada, a Palestinian uprising that erupted in 2000, further escalated tensions and led to a hardening of positions on both sides. The Israel-Palestine conflict remains one of the world's most intractable conflicts. The The two-state solution appears increasingly distant as the situation grows more complex. The expansion of Israeli settlements in the West Bank, the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, and the lack of a unified Palestinian leadership present formidable challenges. Despite these obstacles, the need for a just and lasting solution remains urgent. Generations of Israelis and Palestinians have grown up in the shadow of violence, their lives intertwined in a tragic cycle of suffering and mistrust. The future of Israel and Palestine depends on finding a path to peace. If you found this video informative, please subscribe to our channel, like this video and share it with others to spread awareness.